Hello students, welcome to the lecture on pharmaceutical chemistry 2. As we are starting about the unit number 1 of chapter anti-tubercular drug. So this is the third lecture of anti-tubercular drugs, where we have in previous two lectures seen that introduction about tuberculosis along with their treatment strategies and various drugs and their classification along with their signs and symptoms and the simple DOTS regimen that has been used for managing the tuberculosis condition. Now, in today's class, we'll study the individual agent that has been used in anti-tubercular drugs. So, the drugs has been classified in the first line drugs and second line drugs, where the first line drugs are more efficacious with lesser toxicities, but the second line drugs are very useful when there are resistant developed in first line drugs, and it has been termed as MDR-TB treatment, that is multi-drug resistant tuberculosis treatment. In individual agent, the first agent is isoniazid that has been short termed as H. And isoniazid, the structure is given as structure is mentioned in your syllabus. So it is a pyridine derivative. As you've seen, this is the heterocyclic ring pyridine. Among this pyridine, the fourth position is here. If we are numbering the pyridine 1, 2, 3, 4, at this fourth position, the carbohydrazide, that is carbonyl, and this portion is NH2 that is hydrazine. Okay, so carbonyl plus hydrogen is carbohydrazide. At fourth position, the carbohydrazide functional group is there. So IUPAC name is pyridine 4 carbohydrazide. If we are concentrating over the mechanism of action, that this pyridine 4 carbohydrazide or isoniazid generally inhibits or blocks the biosynthesis of bacterial cell wall of mycobacterium. This bacterial synthesis of mycobacterium or the inhibition of cell wall of mycobacterium, that is has been activated by CATG or catalase peroxidase, that is present in the mycobacterium cell wall. In terms of brand name, the isoniazid is available on monoform or single form, as well as along with pyrazinamide or rifampin as a combination. So the brand name are Arsenex, Isotimine, Lineazid, Ripnex, Solnex. There are generally common brand name available. In terms of dosage form, they are available in injectables, tablet, syrup, and gel. The uses, they are generally useful for the treatment of TB. Along with the treatment of TB, they are also used for prophylaxis of TB. Prophylaxis of TB means if someone is suspected to having a TB, or the individual is around someone that is infected to the TB. So for this condition, for those also we can use this isoniazid. In terms of properties, it is solid crystalline powder with a mass of 137 gram per mole, having a melting point of 171 degrees centigrade, and it is soluble in water, but due to presence of hydrogen or nitrogen, when you heat the compound, it can emit the toxic fume of nitrogen oxide. So as it is the decomposed product, it can be decomposed, so it should be stored in tightly closed container. This is all about isoniazid. Next, the compound or drug or first line drug that is available for the treatment of tuberculosis is rifampin or rifampicin. So both are generally antibacterial drug, and this antibacterial drug having a mechanism of blocking the DNA dependent RNA polymerase. So RNA polymerase is an enzyme which help in polymerization of RNA. That means the RNA synthesis. Okay, so in our body, DNA formed from DNA, but RNA is also comes from DNA. So the process of producing or biosynthesis RNA from DNA strand, single strand, it is known as transcription. So the rifampicin blocks the transcription process. As a result, RNA synthesis stop. If RNA synthesis stop, then protein synthesis also stop, and without protein, bacteria cannot live. So the bacterial protein synthesis generally decreases. In terms of brand name, the rifampin is also combined with the isoniazid. So these are the common brand name that has been already we have studied in isoniazid also, that is Arcinex and Arcin. And after this is Ritafur, Ripoel. These are some brand name. In terms of dosage form, this is also available in injectables, capsule, and tablet form. Capsule form is more available for rifampin. In terms of uses, the uses are same. They are generally used for the treatment of TB. Along with that, it can be also used in other bacterial infection like cold and flu, and it can be used for some kind of viral infection also. In terms of property, this is red brown crystalline powder. Okay, this is not white crystalline powder, and rifampicin is a bigger structure, so having a mass of 822 gram per mole and a melting point of 183 degrees centigrade, freely soluble in chloroform and ETOC. ETOAC is the ethyl acetate. Ethyl acetate, in short term, it is mentioned as ETOAC. In terms of stability, generally unstable in heat, light, and moisture. So if it is unstable in heat, light, and moisture, so we have to store it in very tightly closed container, keeping away from sunlight to prevent the decomposition of this compound. So next structure or next compound, that is HRZES, that has been used for first line drugs, that is isoniazid, rifampin, pyrazinamide, ethambutol, and streptomycin. This is the third compound of this class, that is pyrazinamide. So pyrazinamide, as the name suggests, it has a heterocyclic ring of pyrazine. The heterocyclic ring, pyridine is having one nitrogen in the fourth position. If another nitrogen is there, it is known as pyrazine. So pyrazine, having the derivative at 2 carboxamide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or it can write it here also. So it also be pyrazine 2 carboxamide. So carbonyl along with amide, that is carboxamide. Okay, so pyrazine 2 carboxamide is the IUPAC name of pyrazine, and it is available with the brand name of Pygena, Velgid, Pyrazide, Pyracox, along with the dosage form of injectables, tablet, powder. So it is very common that you are observing the dosage form for the antitubercular drug. They are generally available in an injectable form. It is also the same kind of usage that it has been used in the prevention of tuberculosis, along with the managing the prophylactic condition of tuberculosis. The properties, it is a white crystalline powder having a mass of 123 gram per mole, having a melting point of 192 degrees centigrade. It is also soluble in water, but due to presence of nitrogen, it is also can be decomposed by heating to release the toxic fumes of nitrogen oxide. So it is also stored in closely tight container. And next structure we are going to study, that is ethambutol. Ethambutol is a, as name suggests, it is all that means it has having in IUPAC it is having a hydroxy group or OH group. So OH group are generally in a suffix form, they are used as old. So ethambutol, so etham, that means ethanol. So there is having a ethyl group, and the parent chain is butanol, along with there are amino group. So this is given as IUPAC nomenclature of ethambutol, that is S as having stereochemistry. That stereochemistry is still you are not facing that, because the stereochemistry is in the syllabus of B Pharm. So if you are starting, if you are going to study the B Pharm, I will definitely tell you the why the S or R that has been used for the stereochemical aspect. So just remember the name for now. that is 2 prime 1 hydroxybutane 2-il amino ethyl amino butane 1 all. For your syllabus the structure is very important, but if you are not considering the IUPAC that is okay. Okay, so ethambutol is having a brand name of iambutol, ethanol, combutol, microbutol, alpha butol. So all of that having a butol at the suffix in the brand name. Along with the dosage form, this is available in tablet, capsule, and cream, because it is also available for the topical products also. So this is a changes in the dosage form, that ethambutol is not available in the form of injectables like other uh, first line antitubercular drugs like isoniazid, rifampicin, and pyrazinamide. So in terms of use, it is useful for treating the treatment of TB as well as the prevention of TB, along with viral cold and flu infection. In terms of properties, it is also white crystalline powder having a mass of 204 gram per mole, having a melting point of 172 degrees centigrade. It is soluble in chloroform and methylene chloride. So these are generally a non-polar solvent. So compounds are a little bit non-polar. That's why it is soluble in non-polar component, because due to the presence of long chain, that is alkyl chain, it is generally non-polar. In terms of stability, it is hygroscopic in nature, and for storage, it is stored in tightly closed container at room temperature. So thank you friends, thank you for your time. Hope you like this video, and for any queries you can comment in the comment section.